Today's video, we're going to do an update on online learning. They've been doing it for, 6 weeks? Over 6 weeks now, although we had 2 weeks off for Easter. So more than 4 weeks of actual online learning. So we want to talk about what's been going well, what's not been going well, and what we think we need to change. This morning's been a bit of a disaster. Actually, things have been improving a lot, but this morning's not been good so far. For some reason, we haven't got a schedule for today, so there was no registration, and then we were confused about whether it was Spanish or ICT. ICT, is it? And then you needed to watch a video on YouTube, but suddenly, because they're under 13, Google wouldn't let them watch YouTube. So
yeah, look at this.
So all the PE videos, for example, have been on YouTube, but suddenly, for some reason, Google won't let Nico access YouTube anymore because she's under 13. So that's just one example of the problems we've been having. I think the biggest problems over the last few days have been things like time limits and age restrictions. Because we're using a Mac, we're using a PC, and we're juggling things like Google Family settings, Microsoft account settings, and settings in the Apple ecosystem as well. So it gets a bit complicated with 4 kids.
Can't see YouTube.
Can't see YouTube?
Yeah.
Why is that? What's it say? Can you read it?
YouTube is
YouTube isn't available with your Google account. If you have an Android device, you can watch YouTube Kids there. And then that's in Spanish. But
I did the thing.
it's because YouTube is only supposed to be used by people over 13 years of age. So
Why? Why that?
because sometimes people put naughty things on YouTube. So, right. So Miss Hannah said there's online, you're going to have a hangout discussion now, is that right? No, come on, hurry up, you're late. Come on.
Is everything okay?
Why are you searching for Peppa Pig? You're supposed to be here in Google Hangouts.
Pig. No, I'm enjoying. I will do it now. I know how to do.
Finally, they're on a video call, so I can sneak away and have a coffee. Let's go and get an update from Kai and Kazu. How's it going?
Good.
What lesson are you doing?
History.
What's the subject? Like what?
Well,
Roman Empire?
about the Native Americans.
Native Americans? I'll get an update from you later, okay?
Okay.
That is playtime. Did you know?
Is it playtime?
Yes. See here. Wednesday here play them 10:30 from 11 o'clock. And now it's 10:59.
Oh, so you got 1 minute left?
1 minute.
Yeah. Ooh, so your teacher's coming back to Spain. I'm surprised you can get a flight. One of your friends said, good luck on your trip, and I hope the police don't stop you. Oh, what amazing times. So now is 11:04 and Spanish is supposed to be happening, but nothing seems to be happening, right? Where's Spanish? This is one of the problems, hanging around when there's supposed to be a Spanish lesson at 11 o'clock. And here we are, okay, 11:05, finally the video call starts. Right, Spanish. The video call ended because of an error. Does that mean you don't have to do Spanish? Join again. You need to get your books. Okay, go on then. Right, I'll leave them to it. Yo, Kai.
Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing.
That is Google Classroom. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How do you think it's going?
I don't know.
What sort of impact do you think it's having on your learning?
Not much.
Negative impact, though?
Yeah.
What, like 10%, 20%, 30%?
30%.
30%? Really? What's going well and what's not going well?
Some subjects are harder.
But do you find it difficult to focus or concentrate, or do you get distracted more easily at home? Like playing Fortnite and listening to Spotify?
How's everything?
Okay and not okay. I think the international school that they attend didn't really do much online previously. So I think the teachers have had a steep learning curve. I think for Kai and Kazu in the senior school, it's going much better. Last time I asked Kai and Kazu, what do you think the impact is? They said it's probably sort of 80% as good as actually being at school in terms of learning. For the girls, I think it's been more challenging. I think the teachers have had a steeper learning curve because previously they weren't using anything like Google Classroom or Hangouts. So it's completely new. And I think, the initial week or couple of weeks were quite chaotic. We've started doing more live lessons, which are good. But I think today has been quite frustrating because we haven't had a clear timetable, and all the lessons, we've not known clearly what is starting when, and when they have started, it's been 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, so people don't know what's going on. So it's been a bit of a mess today, but I'm not complaining or criticizing because I know this is a steep learning curve for everybody, and inevitably things are going wrong. Not everything is working perfectly. But I think I might actually write to the school and say, look, you should ask parents for feedback. I don't want to just write to their teacher and say, this, I think this or I think that, because it could come across as unduly critical and complaining, which is not the intention. If I make suggestions, I want to make things better, in a constructive way, constructive criticism. So I think I'm going to write to the school office and say, look, you should ask parents and pupils for feedback, what's working well, what's not working. Because I think, especially for the girls, because they're only 8, they need more structure. We need to know more about what they're going to be doing when, what they log on to. At the moment, it's just too reactive. We don't know what's happening next. So as parents, we have to kind of monitor it all the time. But we have things we need to do as well. So quite often, the girls kind of get lost, or they get distracted, or they go away and play Minecraft or whatever. I also want to do something, I think, because the girls are because they moved from the Japanese school, so they've been playing catch up, especially in terms of English. I think I need to do something separately with them, offline, apart from the school, to make sure that they're keeping up with their progress, especially, reading they're doing much better, but writing as well, and composition, constructing sentences, I think they need additional help with that. Given the terrible situation that the world is in, I think it's it's a great effort by everybody to put everything together for the kids, but it's got a long way to go until it's good. I'd say at the moment it's serving a purpose. For Kai and Kazu, I think it's approaching good.
Okay.
Right. For the girls, I think it's there's still a lot of improvement that we need to put in place.
Okay.
So I think it's time for a coffee.
You are, you are, you are, you are.